Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back, and thanks for joining us. You're tuned into About Sparta podcast, brought to you by the good folks at New Amendment. We're live on Beyond Big Ten on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. Let's get into these X's and O's, my brother.
Yes, sir.
Now, before we jump in, I think it's only appropriate that we wish DeMar Hamlin safety for the Buffalo Bills, a speedy recovery, and to keep him uplifted with prayer, and just to let him know that we're with him during this tough time. You never want to see an athlete go through what he's going through and what his family is going through. So just want to big him up and keep just positive energy in prayer. I don't know how you feel about that, Travis, but I'll give you your chance to say something as well.
No, like you said, big prayers up as a former athlete and the person who watches football and just any player. You don't want to see that happen, and the way it happens. So big prayers up for him and his family, and wishing a speedy recovery, and just hoping everything be okay.
Now, man, let's get into it a little bit, man. It's a new year. 2023 is among us, man. And, man, I think we're in store. We started Big Ten play. I think we're in store for something special. The Spartans are rolling. Trav, man, just tell the people some of your new goals for 2023. What you got going on, man?
Yeah, my brother, Happy New Year. As they say, Happy New Year, new goals. It's MLK month. I have a dream sweater on, MLK, baby. You feel me?
Okay.
Man, I'm excited. I'm a big guy. I like to have a couple goals. And I think one of my goals, I told my little basketball team, like, hey, is be intentional. Everything you do, let's just be intentional. Let's have a lot of fun. 22 was a great year. Let's just make it a little bit better. And that was great.
For sure, man. And I think that goes for me as well. Just coming in with just new energy, new life. Life is too short to just be hanging on or depressed about anything. Just attacking each day with new purpose and giving that energy, man. That's what it's about. So those are a couple of my goals for 2023, man.
I love it.
With that being said, State had a game against Buffalo on December 30th at home at the Breast. Buffalo was coming in at 6-6. We were 8-4. And we managed to pull out a good victory. The podcast before, I think we said it was going to be an up and down game. We know Buffalo like to push for possessions. But I think we held our own. We did what we needed to do. And we got some contributions from Hauser, Hoggart, and Atkins once again. Just touch on what you've seen out there and what you think we need to improve on.
Yeah, man, like we talked about, this game was going to be exciting. They scored a lot of points. Their last game, they had scored 129 points. We talked about like how we want to get up and down. So these games are always great because we had about 5 or 6 guys that contributed. When we had 2 guys that was a double-double. Joey, right? He came off with 14 points, 12 rebounds, and 6 assists. We also had AJ. AJ had 11 points and 10 assists, right? And Jaden, kind of what we talked about on the last show, is he's continuing to build. He had 13 points, and he was 3 for 3 from the three-point line, right? Sir. So it's exciting to kind of continue to see him get going. And Malik Hall, right? Malik Hall is still coming back, punching back. He had 11 points. He was 2 for 2 from the three-point line, and then our 2 freshmen, which I love to see when our freshman is involved and getting going, and we'll talk about them as we move forward. But Jackson Kohler, he had 7 points and 4 rebounds in 11 minutes. And then Trey had 7 points. So those are always really good, as you know, when everyone can get involved and feel like they really contributed. That's a big thing for us.
I think you hit it right on the head. My 2 unsung heroes for that game was definitely Malik Hall and Jackson Kohler. Malik just playing 12 minutes. He didn't really contribute anything else other than scoring. But, man, in those 12 minutes, he filled it up with 11 points. He was 3 for 4 from 2-point and 2 for 2, like you said, from 3-point. Then Jackson Kohler, man, he is starting to find his way. It seems like he's starting to find his rhythm. He's more comfortable. He's not breathing as heavy. it's just falling into place. He played 11 minutes, 7 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 fouls. That shows you that
Yeah,
in he's locked in.
he's
He's
engaged.
giving up his body. He's giving up his body. He's engaged. He's making fouls when he needs to. The freshman is coming along, and I'm happy to see that. But one thing I will say that popped out to me for this Buffalo game was the fact that our bench came up big and scored 37 points off the bench. And we only allowed 15 points. And I think that was the turning point for us getting that victory versus Buffalo.
Yeah, that stuff is always used, Ray. As you know, at Michigan State, we're a team. If we have the numbers and a lot of guys are contributing, that means a lot, right? So whenever we can have our bench get that type of production for us, it's just gonna make the game a lot better for us and keep everybody in good spirits. And when things are not going well, we know coaches sub you in and out. So when you
Sure.
can get a guy to get subbed in and it's going well, it just helps the team and helps everything going on.
For sure. For sure.
Yeah.
The next game they had was against Nebraska. That game was yesterday. They ended up winning 89-68. State coming in at 9-4, Nebraska 8-6. Tell me what you noticed. Just reading the stats was popped off the paper to you the most during that game.
Man, you know what was big? Well, it was really big. We started the game rolling. The first
Right.
half, the score was 39-17.
Yeah.
So that game right there was a lot of energy. We came out pumping and we were playing really well. So with that, that already creates a certain type of energy inside the gym. And when we know when our crowd is involved and it's rolling, like we're really good. We got everybody involved. We're playing really well. Joey, again, he had a double-double, right? He had 10 points, 10 rebounds. Jaden had 9 points, right? AJ, he had 9 assists. So those type of things, when we get that type of contribution from different guys, is really big.
Yeah, for sure. And also, shit, we held Nebraska to 27% from the field. That's huge in the first half. So I mean that lets you know how locked in we were and ready for this game. I will have to say my unsung hero for this game again was Jackson Kohler, man. 15 minutes, 5 for 5 from the field, 10 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, one block. He's giving us that energy, man. He's giving us that energy off the bench that we need. When Maddie's a little tired or banged up or in foul trouble, he's coming in and filling that position really well. So I'm proud of the young fella. You know, with me starting as a freshman, I know what it's like, and I know what those pressures are like. So
Yeah.
I'm happy for this young man.
And Ray, if you think about this, we talked about this a little bit last time and how important the rebound battle was big for us, right?
For
Like,
sure.
so against Buffalo, we were +5. We stepped into this Nebraska game, and we know how this going. We went +5 against Buffalo. Coaches coming in saying we are playing a team similar to us in the statistics when it comes to rebounding. So you know that practice was war on war drill. That was each practice, 15 to 20 minutes war drill. For people that don't know what the war drill is an all-out battle between both teams. And there's no rules. You just going in there, you're crashing, you have to box out. So I know a game, getting prepared for a Nebraska game, that was a huge focus. So for us to come in, we smashed them on the rebounds, bro. We was
Right.
+17, 46 to 29. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was huge. While we're on this 5-game winning streak, when you look at that 5-game winning streak, our rebounding, we have been in the plus every time, right?
Yes,
In
sir.
the rebounding compartment, which is really big for us. And like you said, Mahdi, again, he had 10 rebounds. So he had 10 rebounds. Kohler had 10 rebounds. Those are big things for us because we've been talking about Mahdi being this guy coming in and just giving this great amount of energy and doing all the little things. So for him to have 10 rebounds, right? And continue on that output on that rebounding glass. And for us to be plus 17 against a good rebounding team, Nebraska, was really big for us.
Oh, and also, man, we had 13 assists on 17 baskets in the first half. Ended the game with 24 and 9 turnovers. Anytime that you can take care of the ball in that type of way, your results are 9 times out of 10 going to be positive. So that's a plus for us, man.
Yeah,
What do you?
which is big, like you said, that's a plus. And then also like what is telling us that's when you have all those things, the assists, the rebounding, guys are contributing from all different ways. That's why he kind of referenced that it's kind of our best game of the year, best first half of the year. Because all those things was kind of hitting at the right time. Feel me?
Right, right. Also, Tyson Walker, man, was he hot the first?
Yeah.
The man is cooking. He has it going right now. 16 points in the first half. I want to say he ended up with 21, so he only scored 5 in the second half. But man, he had it going, and he definitely led him through the first half, and gave him that comfortable lead.
Yeah, man, he did play well. He played really well in that first half. And then you can see we were up so much. Now we know this as a player, as a coach. So it's two sides. As a player, you're up that much, right? We up 39-17. We up 22 points. We're feeling good. We come in the locker room. Coach is pinpointing a few things. We need to do this a little bit better. We need to do that a little bit better. But as a player, you like, coach, we up 22 points. Everybody's rolling. Guys are sharing the basketball, 13 assists. And then in the second half, we kind of had a let off, right? They actually beat us in the second half. It was 35-39 deal in the second half. So that sign of maturity where we got to still grow and hopefully it carries over as we continue to move into the season. Like we got to watch those type of things because this first half, if we can take this first half and start to build on that first half, you know what I'm saying? We can be a scary team as we're starting to move forward into this season. Feel me?
For sure. For
Yeah.
sure. I have to agree with you on that. And plus, man, we're still waiting on Malik to reach his top talent. Show his damn a tongue twister.
I'm throwing you over there, bro. Jeez.
Now that Malik is back and he's able to show us what he's able to do, I think the sky's going to be the limit for this guy. He brings such a different dynamic on the floor. He can play the 3, he can play the 4. He's athletic enough. He can shoot it well enough. So I think they're going to get a lot better the more he plays and gets back in rhythm. And I'm looking forward to seeing these guys play.
Yeah, because I think Malik is a rhythm player, right? And I think all players go through that. He's coming off an injury, right? And we know being at Michigan State, sometimes the lineup does change. So a guy like that was in the lineup at the beginning and had to take a couple weeks off. I think he was out 4 to 6 weeks, right? He was off. So he kind of forming into form again and getting back going. So we need him to be really good for us to be really good. So coming forward and moving forward, he needs to kind of turn that corner, which I think he will.
Yeah, for sure. Because I'll say this: Michigan State is not a team that can afford any injuries, and be able to withhold that high play style that they're used to playing, and it hurts whenever someone gets hurt. So, I think if we can stay healthy later on down the line, I think it'll help us in the long run, and we can go on a run like we always do in March.
Yes, sir.
Now, moving forward, let's preview this Michigan game, man. This is definitely a game that we all look forward to playing each and every year. We're Ohio guys, but we were fortunate to be welcomed into this culture where everything is beat Michigan.
Scum.
We call them scum. But let's talk about who Michigan has and who are their threats on the team, because like I said, they're a polished team, and they got I call him the footer, Hunter Dickinson, and man, he's one heck of a player. Averaging 18 points, shooting 57 from the field and 75 from the free throw line. So it's not like you can hack and shack this guy, because he's going to go to the free throw line and knock him down as well. What do you think we need to do to try to control Hunter and also Jet Howard, coach's son. He, as a freshman, man, this guy is really putting up some numbers, averaging 14.6, 2.7 rebounds, and 2.6 assists. So they have some weapons, man, and I think that we need to take heed to what they bring to the table.
Yeah, man, this is a game. Throw the stats out the window, right? Throw them out the window. Throw the records out the window.
For sure. Mano y mano.
Imano Imano right now. This is, if you want to be stepped in history, Michigan State, Michigan game is where you go get it.
Yes, sir.
So whenever I look at this type of game, Hunter Dickinson, he's having a great year. Second in offense, third in rebounds, right? Jet Howard came into the season unknown, right? Like he was known because obviously who his father is, but not knowing what his production was going to look like. He's having a great year right now as a freshman, shooting up the draft boards, but none of that matters right now. When you play a rivalry game and it's a Michigan State game, right? Let's go. It doesn't matter the record. It don't matter what you have done the game before. Our focus is let's get it.
Let's get it.
So our focus right now has to be, I don't care how injured you are. I don't care how you're feeling, right? It don't matter. We got to jump and we got to match and bring a certain level of physicality to the game. And we got to play with a certain level of energy that is unmatched. And if we do that, right, those things will take care of itself. I just think when you have these rivalry games, bro, and you've been in these games and we've been in these games together, when you in these games, it don't matter how they playing or we playing or what this player is doing and that player doing. This is about like what you got inside. Are you gonna step up, make some plays?
Is that ticker gonna beat at the end of the day?
Is that ticker gonna beat, man? And if we up by 20, coach gonna be acting like we down by 5 because he want to beat them by 40, right? Like so, all that stuff don't matter. It matters to what you got inside right now, like making sure we're being efficient offensively and guys are stepping up. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. With that being said, man, just run it by the viewers and the fans, man. What is one of your most well-known memories that you have to this day playing against Michigan? Whether we win or lose, is it somebody that you know had an effect during the game? What was it? What was it for you? And then I'll share mine.
Nah, I think the big thing for me has always been, I think you spoke about it when we first talked, is about like joining in those rivalry. We from Ohio. So obviously Ohio State was that like, yo, we need to beat them. But when we got to Michigan State and we talked to all the former players and you would see the energy surrounded around this game.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like you got the former players, walk-ons, to the managers, to the people, that everyone on campus.
Everyone is locked in.
Everybody locked in. And you know, what's is different, I'm not sure how many times we have played this game when the school has not been in. Right? Sure. So normally the school is in. So you're going around campus and everybody is tuned in. Like you going to class and everybody like, yo, scum, it's showtime. Like what we gonna do? So you got this type of energy pumping. So one of my best memories, right, is my sophomore, I think, or junior year. It was your freshman year, and we had Antonio Smith. Antonio Smith, one of the great Michigan State Spartans, one of the first ones, big dog, team captain, all the things you want to talk about Michigan State.
First off, let's say he's the original Flintstone.
Yes, he's the original Flintstone. Yes. So I just remember stepping into that week one time and Tone having this type of energy, and it was unreal. We were in practice and we were preparing, and this dude was acting as if he was a player, and we were going for rebounds, and he was like snatching us, bumping us so hard, and we like, yo, Tone, like, what's going on? What you doing? Turn it up. Like, that type of stuff is like what you need, because sometimes as a player, you can be like, I'm trying to be cool and I don't want to like have this type of energy. Hold on, Trav. Bring it out. You feel me?
For sure.
Yeah.
Hold on though. For those who don't know who Tone Smith is, let me paint a quick picture for you. Tone Antonio Smith is about 6'8" to 6'9", and he is about 260. And when I say this guy is all muscle from the crown of his head to the soles of his feet, he is literally all muscle.
Yeah.
Like a great comparison that I can think of right now for to call Tone is Luke Cage. Have you ever seen that Netflix series, Luke Cage?
I
The
ain't
guy
seen that. Luke Cage.
was in prison and they started like these experiments on him anyway. He had crazy strength and he had unbreakable skin. And that right there is Tone Smith in a bag. Because mind you, this is my freshman year, and I remember it like yesterday. Like Travis said, Tone was practicing with us and getting us prepared for this Michigan game. And man, when I came into the locker room, I seen something so crazy, and I will never forget. I seen Tone lacing up his ankle braces, which is normal to it's very normal in basketball. He's lacing up his ankle brace, but then I noticed Tone didn't have on any socks, which is
Yeah.
crazy. Do you know, first off, what type of feet you have to have on ankle braces
Yeah.
and no socks? That is unbelievable. So that right there, that toughness within itself is amazing to me, and that just gives you a little spill on how Antonio Smith was moving at that time and what he brought to practice.
Yeah, man. Like, so that's why it's exciting when you think about this game and what's coming because we are very similar, right? Michigan right now averaging about 76 points a game. We averaging about 71 points a game.
For sure.
Field goal percentage, we shooting 44.7. They shooting about 45, right? And then rebounding. I love the rebounding part because I think that's kind of that, especially early in the year. It's the toughness, is what we preach about. Right now, we at 38.1, and Michigan at 37.1. So that
Yeah.
rebound battle, again, is going to be another thing where I say, throw this stuff out the window. But some of these things stand out because that's pace, right? And how the game is going to be played. If it's going to be up and down a little bit faster, which again, Michigan averages 76 points. So we want to run. So hopefully it's
Yeah.
a lot of fun and we want to get up and down like they want to get up and down. And then rebounded, right? It's two teams that are similar in the rebounding, and Michigan hasn't been a great rebounding team in the past, but since Howard been there, he brings a different level of toughness. So we want to make sure we match that, and we want to smash them on that glass.
For sure, for sure. I don't know about you, Trav, but I'm able and proud to say that I am 5-1 against the Wolverines. That only loss was the loss that we're talking about that occurred February 27th at Chrysler Arena, which we lost. We ended up losing by 11. But everybody knows that my freshman year, your sophomore year, we weren't the best team, but we were figuring it out. We were
Hey,
figuring it.
hey, Ray, when we lost that game, we were afraid to walk in the locker room because of Antonio Smith. At halftime, I think Tom was making threats to us. He was making threats. Like
He was.
we had threats going on where you were like, "Yo, did Tom say he was gonna beat you up if we lose this game?"
So let's give some insight on what's going on. So Tone during the game, Tone is like sort of a part of the staff at this time. And he's sitting right behind our bench. So every time we come to the bench, we can hear Tone. And Tone's voice is very it's like raspy, but it's an octave lower than raspy. It's like, man, what the hell, man? What the hell y'all doing? Y'all, excuse my language, y'all fucking up out there, man. I'm gonna beat one of y'all ass if y'all get it together. Like, hold on, like, what? You making threats? You making threats to us now? We know that. We know your energy. We get it. But come on, Tone. But yeah, man, it was funny just to, be a part of that Tone Smith era, man, because that guy, he's tough as nails, and he definitely changed the culture um after, that whole season, my whole freshman season. I think we came in, very lackadaisical, a little soft. The freshmen didn't have any type of idea of what we were getting ourselves into coming into the Big Ten. And man, there was some teams that were loaded my freshman year. So, and Michigan happened to be one of those teams. So it was fun, man, just sharing that experience with you and the other guys and with Tone Smith.
Yeah, no, man. Like you said, this rivalry, I'm excited. I don't want to be home because it's snowing. So, but I would love to come to that game if I could. And
Oh
then
man.
also that game is going to be big for it's alumni weekend for us. So a lot of guys are going to be back. A lot of walk-on former players. Everybody that's an alumni in our Spartan Dog fraternity. So it's
Yes,
going to
sir.
be exciting, and I'm looking forward to our guys putting on the show and whooping some ass.
Oh, for sure, man. And another memory that I have, man, was my senior year as well. We beat Michigan, and man, just the atmosphere that the Chrysler Center had that night was magical. It was of course sold out. And I want to say K hit the game winner. I had like 20 and K hit the game winner. We all played pretty well. But man, it was truly a battle.
Mm-hmm.
From the jump. It was punches thrown. It was grabbing the jerseys. It was everything that you hope for in a basketball game, and for it to come down to the wire the way it did, and K coming up big and knocking that shot down, man, and giving us the victory was huge. So man, shouts out to K as well, man. It was fun
K.
getting
Luke, K. Luke,
man,
baby.
getting that victory in Chrysler. That's for sure.
Yeah. ET know who Kayla Luke it is. Kayla Luke. Yeah. Yeah.
That's for sure. Player of the year is junior year. Let's not forget that.
Yeah. Sophomore year. No, sophomore year.
Was it sophomore year?
Yeah.
No, that was the sophomore year.
ET was the following year.
Oh, you might be right. So
Yeah.
my junior year, his sophomore year. Yeah.
Yeah, sophomore. He was player of the year, and I was defensive player of the year. Come on, man. And coach of the year. You know?
Oh, ET.
Yeah.
ET. We'll talk about that later, ET. We'll talk about that later.
Word on campus. Right. It's from another campus, bro. Indiana.
I couldn't.
Bloomington.
I don't even believe it. I don't even think they believe it.
Word on campus is from another campus, Indiana University, from one of our guys, C. Watt, Christian Wofford for y'all.
When you in the stands, you really realize like, damn, this motherfucker's going crazy in here. Like everybody going nuts in here. So, from that perspective, bro, it's different. But I go out on a limb, bro. I don't think we're gonna lose at home. I don't see nobody. I mean, even with Purdue, like they're not gonna. I don't see nobody beating us at home
my
this year.
God.
So I don't think nobody's
No, I think if
that
we're
strong
full,
enough in the Big Ten to where because we were the number one
Come
team in
on,
the country. We went
Christian.
in expecting to win on the
Christian.
road, like regardless.
Christian, come on.
Come on, Christian. You know better than that. We're not even Christian. Listen, we're not even about to do that right now. All right, you know damn well y'all gonna lose in Assembly Hall. It's just that simple. I'm not even gonna start on how y'all look versus Kansas. We're not even gonna jump. We gonna keep that where it's at. But don't you dare say y'all gonna go undefeated in Assembly Hall. That's not.
Yo, that's so
You guys
crazy.
are good.
That's crazy.
You guys are good, but you're not that good, Christian.
And you know what? IU has a great fan base. And it's
They
a
do.
tough place to play. Right? So,
It is.
Christian, your fans are incredible. The Hoosiers, they are incredible fans. But we know you put a lot of gas and
Oh,
a lot of
gosh.
gas on that to say that y'all not going to lose at all there. Great fan base. But that's not going to happen, my brother. That's not going to
Christian. Come on, dog. Come on, you know how we give it up. Come on,
He don't
bro.
even believe that, right?
He don't even believe it. He don't even believe it.
Yeah.
I mean, and Christian, listen, you were a great player yourself,
Great
man.
player.
I give credit when credit is due. I think I want to say you had what 14 points against us as a
Great
freshman.
player.
But Christian, undefeated in Assembly Hall. You were there. You were there when we were juniors and seniors, Christian. You know what we did to y'all in Assembly Hall.
Yes.
We're not about to do that, Christian. We're not about to do this.
When I heard the clip, I was a loss of words. I didn't know what to say. Right? I was sitting there thinking, did he really just say they're not going to lose at all? And I give credit when credit is due. They have a great atmosphere. It's very hard to win there, actually. My freshman year or sophomore year, I got elbowed by DJ White. DJ White was a killer. He was a really good player.
Oh, for sure.
He elbowed me, and I got knocked out. I was laying on the ground, and I felt like the whole world was on top of me because, you know, at IU, it goes up. So you're like looking up. So I was on the ground, and I was like, whoa.
It's like a theater.
Yes.
Seating is like a theater.
Yeah. So to say that they not going to lose is just crazy. Now, if you was there, Christian Watford, I don't still think that's the case, but you was a hell of a player, my brother. So
yeah, you were.
You there, big shot, Christian. All right, like we remember that shot against Kentucky, big shot. We know what you do. But to say that you're not gonna lose, nah, brother, nah.
Hey, Jay-Z said a great line, man. We don't believe you. You need more people.
Yeah.
We just don't believe it, man. We gonna have to see it happen. We gonna have to see it happen, man. But with that being said, man, the conference play within itself is very tough. After like we said, after Michigan, we got Wisconsin, and no, is it Wisconsin?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah, it's Wisconsin, and then after that we have who? Indiana.
Yeah, I think so. Yep.
So man, I have so many memories of Indiana and Wisconsin that I can go on for hours.
Well,
man, conference. Let's talk about conference play and how tough it's gonna be for the Spartans during that.
Yeah,
stretch.
man, I'm excited. I'm excited for the year. I think for us, it's always important for us to play well and to do well inside the Big Ten. And the Big Ten is tough. And I live in California, so I have went to a couple Pac-12 games and different college games. And what I can say, and I think a lot of people will, go on record saying this, is that the atmospheres inside the Big Ten, there's like no other, right? Like every gym that you go into, Ohio State, Indiana, Purdue, Northwestern, Maryland, like you can name each team, and the atmospheres are great, right? You're going to have a great crowd. Because of the alumni base from different schools, you're going to have different schools and different fans coming to the games. So there's always great atmospheres. I loved every game when I played in all the games. So I'm excited for the season and what we can do. I think we have a great team, a good team that can become a really good team and great team down the line. So I'm excited for what we can do inside the Big Ten.
Okay. With that being said, do you think we can win conference?
It's so early in the season, so I'm not going to say if we can't win it. I think there's a lot of things that got to go our way, but I think we're trending upward. So I like where we're at.
For sure.
I think, I love when AJ and Tyson and Joey are playing really well. And I love that Jaden is starting to kind of come into form, right? And now that and now we got Malik back, I think we have a legitimate chance because, again, we are strength in numbers, right? Michigan State is a program strength in numbers. So as everyone starts to form in and we getting everyone involved, I think we have a really good chance to be pretty good in the Big Ten.
I would have to agree with you. I would have to say also coming off the bench, if we can get more production from Pierre Brooks, and Jackson Kohler keeps finding his way, I think man, we have a really good chance in capturing that Big Ten title later on down the
because
line.
Ray, for us, and this is throughout the season, and even with the Malik Hall situation, he was starting early. And now that he's coming back, he's coming off the bench. So you have to kind of have that next man mentality up at Michigan State, right? Where there's not like a set starting lineup. So sometimes when guys see a lineup change, sometimes it's because coach may go, hey, you're not playing well enough. I want to give you an extra boost off the bench. It's not like you're demoted. You know what I mean? It's not like, this guy is way better. We've been trying to get him in. So I think with the season, the long season of the Big Ten, we'll see a couple different lineup changes, which is best for that team and for that game matchup. So I'm excited. I think we have a good team. Like I said, I think we're trending upwards. This 5-game winning streak got me really going. And, depending on how we play against Michigan, which I think we're going to perform well, I think it can be really good for us. We just need momentum. Whenever you get momentum,
That's it.
It just changes things. So we just need some momentum. Let's get to rolling.
That's it. That's it. And like Iz always used to say, man, it's not about who starts the game, it's about who finishes. Yep. So, man, with that being said, man, I want to thank all of y'all for joining us today at About Sparta Podcast, and we will see you next time.
God.
Beyond the Big Ten is a network of podcasts that aims to be your go-to resource for all things Big Ten. We cover the entire conference with shows hosted by ex-players and athletic alumni, aiming to be your go-to source of information and entertainment for your favorite team. Hosted by ex-Big Ten players, media, and insiders, our podcasts are focused on giving diehard fans and those alums an inside scoop about the teams and people that make the Big Ten Conference one of the most watched and most talked about conferences in sports. We're excited to talk Big Ten basketball with you wherever you may be. Subscribe now.